Bringing back an old favorite, it is Reality Checks here on Chair Shot Reality with the CSR Originals. My name is Justin LeBar alongside Josh Eisenberg down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Josh, here we go. Let's talk about some of the call-ups that happened from NXT onto the main roster of Raw and SmackDown this past week. Kicking it off to you, Reality Check or not, the Authors of Pain called up at the right time.
I think this is definitely a reality check, Justin, because the Authors of Pain have done everything in NXT. They've been multiple-time tag team champions. They're obviously no longer the champions now, and NXT is going with a younger, well, not necessarily younger because the Authors of Pain are very young, but a faster and a more athletic tag team division with the Undisputed Era, with guys like Roderick Strong, who obviously teamed with Pete Dunne and then turned heel on him. But they have these young, fast, exciting, athletic guys. This is the right time for the Authors of Pain to get on the Raw roster. I don't know if they actually feud with Sheamus and Cesaro, which I would love to see, that physicality, that brutality, and that intensity that all four of those guys can put together. But they need to stay on the Raw roster. They need to become Raw Tag Team Champions within the next 6 months. You cannot book them slow. You have to book them fast because people already know how good they are, and there's not enough time for you to wait around and have them win squash matches like they did with teams like the Ascension. Hell, teams like the Revival. Make a splash, make an impact. That's what the Authors of Pain are all about. Justin, reality check or not, your boy, No Way Jose. Well, can you do the dance for me real quick? Can you do the No Way Jose, No Way Jose? Exactly. No Way Jose should be nervous about his call-up.
That's a reality. You're damn right he should be nervous. Look, I love to dance with No Way Jose, and I love characters. Characters are what it's all about. But the reality is, No Way Jose has a lot of the same ingredients that we've seen that have just not gotten over on the main roster. I mean, the obvious comparison by visual, because he had a conga line of misfits, was Adam Rose and the Rosebuds. And the problem is, this is one of those gimmicks that gets very over in NXT that has the same passionate crowd that loves to chant everything. A lot of it's the same repeat audience members at Full Sail University in Florida for their weekly tapings. And it just doesn't always translate when you're going town to town and you have a lot of maybe casual fans, parents and kids and what have you that are coming, you know, to see the top stars, and a guy like No Way Jose, while the music is infectious, it doesn't always translate. I have a bad feeling that, you know, he's good in the ring, you know, he's serviceable in the ring, but again, most everybody, if you're on Raw and SmackDown, is good in the ring. It comes down to what's going to make you stand out. I hope it works. I'd like to see it work, but quite honestly, if you're asking me to hedge bets, I think that he's going to be, you know, I think he's going to be doing Cricket Wireless and KFC commercials. He'll be dressed up as a colonel going, No Way Jose, selling you a bucket of chicken. Call that right there. All right, reality check or not, Josh. Ember Moon will get lost in the shuffle with too many women on the main roster.
I'm going to say that is a reality. Now, the only saving grace that I think she has is she has a unique look. She has an intense look, and her entrance is very, it's very Asuka-like. You know, she has the music, the slow beats, and then the pop right after the first 10 or 15 seconds of her intro music. Nothing against Ember Moon in particular, but when you look at the roster, you have Nia Jax, who they're going to heavily push. So I fear that Ember is just going to be booked as Nia's friend for a while. And we've seen what that's done with Bayley and Sasha Banks, specifically Sasha Banks. At WrestleMania 32 is in one of the best women's matches ever. 33, 34, you know, kind of forgettable besides her entrance with Snoop Dogg. So I think that she will get lost, and she doesn't have a personality like Alexa Bliss or even potentially like the Iconics, where she's going to stand out more. So she's going to have to do more in the ring, and I'm not sure if she can actually continue to do that on a consistent basis. I like Ember Moon. I just don't think she's 100% quite ready yet. I would like to see her in NXT for a few more months to begin to develop who is actually Ember Moon. All I know is she's from Dallas, Texas. I like Dallas, Texas. I like Ember Moon, but it doesn't mean that the main rosters are going to like Ember Moon. Speaking of two women that made their debuts, SmackDown Live, Maggle, the Iconics came out, interrupted, but let me ask you this, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Justin, are they going to get lost in the shuffle?
This is not a reality. A couple reasons. One, they made a very impactful debut. Debut goes a long way. Again, it goes back to like No Way Jose. Comes out, wins a squash match in less than 60 seconds. Yeah, that goes a long way. Debut's a big thing. They made a hell of a debut, viciously attacking Charlotte. Charlotte sold for them, and then of course it translated into Money in the Bank cash-in. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce also were a unit that got very over in NXT. Now, we don't have a women's tag team championship on the main roster, and I don't even think it's necessarily time to have that. You need to really be sure that you have the depth for the long term before you go adding titles. But because they were already an over-proven, solidified unit, that bodes well for them to try to cause some destruction, make some waves, and have good booking on SmackDown. You know, Absolution, Riot Squad, they were individual girls that got paired together, placed together in these teams and trios, and we're told to care about them and that they're dangerous. And they really kind of fell flat for the most part since their arrivals back in late 2017. But Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, I feel good about these girls. I think they're going to make a big splash, whether or not they stay on SmackDown or whether or not they go to Raw. Whether they stay on SmackDown, whether they go on Raw, that's what we'll talk about, the entire roster coming up. Josh and I talk about the Superstar Shakeup coming up this Monday and Tuesday. Do not miss it.